This is Lee and Tiffany Lakosky and Don and Kandi Kisky, two of the most dedicated, hardcore, fanatical hunting duos sharing one passion: to manage and harvest mature trophy whitetails.
Holy buckets!
The secrets to their success? Plant food plots, monitor trail cameras, shed hunt, and most importantly, let immature bucks walk. Now they've searched the nation and found your average Joes with real jobs and real families, all sharing the same passion. In this episode, we take off the chains and unleash the best of. On deck, it's the lead singer of Rascal Flats, Mr. Gary LeVox, and he's hunting in Lee and Tiffany's backyard in the big buck capital of Iowa.
Big buck.
Also in Camp Lakosky is Realtree's own Mr. Bill Jordan and Iowa landowner Mr. Tom Rolls. You think you've seen some big whitetails before? You ain't seen nothing yet. So buckle up, Mary. This is Thompson Center Arms Whitetail Freaks.
We just smoked a monster!
Whitetail Freaks. Whitetail Freaks.
First up, we travel into the small town of Collierville, Tennessee. This quiet, laid-back community is suburbia to the T. Tucked away back in the nooks of Familyville is home headquarters to the producer freak himself, Mr. Jason Miller.
Hey guys, welcome to Collierville, Tennessee. Well, right here is where the magic's made. You know, most people driving through this neighborhood wouldn't think that inside one of these houses is where Whitetail Freaks is born every week. But I tell you what, we're gonna go inside and we're gonna see where it's put together. Come on. Well, here we are. I've done some adding on to the house. Here's the drum room, and I've got camo drums on top of that. Well, here's the den, my domain. Tell you what, as you can tell, it's not all about whitetails. I've had the opportunity to hunt all over the world over the last 10 years, so you know, we've got rhino and Cape buffalo and elk and caribou, you name it. So I tell you what though, my passion is whitetails and the studio's upstairs. Let's go. This is it, guys. This is the magic room right here. This is where Whitetail Freaks is born every week. You know, we go on the road every year and we spend time with these guys, with their families, at their jobs. We go into the field with them because I want to show everybody exactly what they're doing to shoot such big deer every year.
Too much to do, not enough time.
I tell you what, Gary LeVox is up next. I've got a deadline, so we've got to get started. Let's go.
That's right, baby. This is where Whitetail Freaks is born each and every week. Up next, the WTF production crew heads into the month of late November. The state is Iowa, and the whitetail rut is at its peak. On stand, it's Mr. Gary LeVox. You might know this name. This freak is the lead singer of the country superstar group Rascal Flats.
You know, what I do for a living is I'm the lead singer of a group called Rascal Flats, and it's made up of my cousin Jada Marcus and buddy ours Joe Don Rooney from Oklahoma. And you know, we make music and touch people's lives through music, so we've got the greatest job in the world.
When not singing on stage, this Tennessee resident is all about chasing whitetails.
Next to my family, and I don't know, music and whitetail hunting are probably whitetail hunting and music. And of course, I got to put family up here because my wife would kill me if I said it was family down here. So yeah, it's just been, you know, I don't know what I would do without whitetail hunting, and my love for it is just, you know, it's a passion that you know, I get to pass on to my two daughters now.
when we return.
Big buck.
Country singing rock star Gary LeVox has deer activity heating up. You will not want to miss what comes out and then comes out afterwards when Whitetail Freaks continues. This segment of Whitetail Freaks is brought to you by Carry Light Hunting Decoys. Whitetail Freaks is brought to you by Bill Jordan's Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors. Matthews, catch us if you can. Wildlife Research, America's top brand. Cuddyback, long battery life, fast trigger speed.
Okay, we're back in Iowa hunting at Camp Lakosky with Mr. Gary LeVox. Now, some of you know Gary as the lead singer to Rascal Flatts. Now, when this boy's not on stage rocking to country music, this boy's dreaming about chasing whitetails.
You know, one thing I love about Whitetail Freaks is that we've got such a variety of different people on the show. We've got state troopers, landscape architects, even all the way up to country music superstars. And that just happens to be the case here. We're at Lee and Tiffany's house. It's November, and Gary LeVox, who's the lead singer for Rascal Flatts, is in town. And let me tell you something, this guy can make a song out of anything. Take a look.
I wrote another verse to it. Yes, right here.
For Tiffany's toes.
Tiffany's toes. Lord, that little. That's it. Dorky. Tiffany's toes. Lord, that little one is pink. The one right next to it has a little ink on it. It fits in a number 5 shoe. She likes her funky tattoos on her toes as they grow. Oh Lord, oh I want this song to go slow. Oh yeah.
Now that verse was worth waiting for.
Was it?
When not singing on stage or about Tip's feet, this boy is all about hunting whitetails.
And all of a sudden, you just saw a horn coming and knew it was a shooter right away. And he came in, and when the does came out of the timber where we were at, which was about 10 or 15 yards from us, they came to the corner of the corn and the grass road that meets right there. And I actually ranged the does where they were standing because I could see him coming up and figured that he'd probably stop in the same place. We'd been there 20 minutes, and that's just, you know, it's rare that it happens like that. But boy, it's exciting when it does. So we weren't even settled in there good yet, you know, and he'd started coming down the hill. He must have been bedded on the top of that hill, and, you know, I was pumped, so I stood up, got ready, and, you know, smoked his rear end there at 25 yards. It was awesome.
Being over Gary's shoulder and watching him shoot that deer was incredible. He made a great shot. You know, we were sitting there living it up in the tree, high-fiving, just having a blast. Just about that time, I heard walking back behind me, coming back up the ridge. You know, I tell you what, sometimes your gut tells you that you don't want to turn around. Well, that just happens to be the case here, so watch this.
I can't wait to get down and look at it.
All of a sudden, we start hearing some other deer come behind us. We turn around and look, and Lee had actually showed us pictures of this deer maybe 2 days prior to this, and it was the double throat patch buck. And just saw one big giant white rack on the left-hand side sticking up, you know, and it was just, it's got great main beams, heavy all the way out to the tips, you know. He's a typical 10-point, kind of crab-clawed, you know, his spores are kind of crab-clawed on each side, and he's an awesome whitetail, and I couldn't be prouder to have had the opportunity. It's just an awesome Iowa whitetail. You know, it's my second time out here with Lee and Tiffany, and scored both times. And they just do an incredible job on management and food plots, and it's just awesome. This is why you become a bow hunter right here.
I'm so happy that Gary shot this buck. He actually was supposed to go home today, and at like 1:30, I went and woke him up and said, "Are you leaving?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, that's good, because we just missed your flight." So I'm so awesome that he shot a buck.
This segment of Whitetail Freaks is brought to you by Lancaster Archery Supply.
Well, I tell you what, one thing that I really enjoy about producing the Whitetail Freaks video series is, of course, being out in the field and hunting. I mean, that's our favorite time, is to be out there. You just never know what's going to come in. Well, that just happens to be the case with this hunt. It's November, we're hunting in Iowa with Lee and Tiffany and Gary LeVox of Rascal Flats. Well, Gary shot a really nice 10-point the night before, and now he's got a doe tag. So we're going to fast forward 24 hours later at the end of the hunt where Lee and Tiffany come and pick us up. Now, one thing I can tell you about Gary is that he's a great storyteller. You won't believe what he's got to say about this hunt. Let's pick it up.
We were dead quiet. There wasn't anything out here. Snuck in here real nice. Got on the blind, and then we had a doe and a button buck come out of that corner. And then another button buck came out here from this side. And then, like right over here in this corner, came across, I don't know, it was probably, well, not probably, but it was the biggest buck I've ever seen alive on the hoof.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Had over 20 points. Wait till you see the footage. He's a double drop time. He's unbelievable.
Really? You kidding me?
No, I about threw up, dude. He's the biggest deer I've ever seen alive on hoof.
How close
I had him at 20 yards.
Shut up.
Right here. Broadside quartered away all night long. I swear, I promise. Wait till you see the footage. You guys are going to freak. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
There was one big drop tine last year that was out here, and then we passed. He said he had 2 drop tines last year on the same side, though.
No, he's got one on this side and one on this side that's broke off. He's got inside points.
Kidding me?
I swear, it's the biggest deer I've ever seen live on hoof. He's way over 200 inches.
You're lying.
I promise to God. And the whole time we're sitting there going, oh.
And he was like 20 yards?
Dad,
I told you.
You told me.
I said, I guarantee it. I told Bill this way he needs to go, well, I don't know if I should have blind. You know,
Is that what he
it's
said?
dark too hard.
Yeah.
You know, I hardly see the pins. All right, you go there. But I told Gary on the way
He's
here.
on the other side of your truck is where he stood the whole time. Wait till you see the footage. You're going to freak. I'm telling you, I was like, I don't know if Lee's seen this deer or not. Dude, he's got split brows, inside points. He's got everything. He is freaking unbelievable. You're going, God, Bill's going to kick himself when he sees this footage. He's going to die.
Sorry, Bill. I told you so.
And with that said, let's head back to the Lakosky house. The pizza is coming out of the oven, and Mr. Bill Jordan is on deck.
This is the biggest buildup I've seen on a doe.
That's neat.
I see bucks that don't get this much attention. Oh, shit!
Bill!
Everybody said this is where I would go.
Bill! 35 yards right there. Bill, look!
That hurts so bad. I mean, that like hurts.
Kidding me. I had him 20 yards for about 40 minutes, I don't know.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's when Tiffany passed him last year, because I said he was like a 170 last year. People thought we were nuts for passing him. I said, you know, some deer like that make it through. That's a deer that can hit 200. That's a 210, 215 right there.
Up next, we fast forward into the month of December. On deck is landowner and entrepreneur, Mr. Tom Rolls.
Got great weather again, snow, cold weather, and first night out, hopefully we'll see some deer this evening. So let's head to the stand.
Now, Tom is no stranger to Camp Lakosky. Lee and Tom are tight and manage the land in this southern Iowa hotspot for one thing. With the dropping temperatures, the deer are hitting the food sources hard. Lee knows this, and hunting from a ground blind overlooking a cut/standing cornfield is the place to be. You got it. This is the same ground blind Gary LeVox and producer freak Jason Miller had the encounter with Gargantua back in November.
Shaking so bad. I just saw the biggest buck of my life. Oh, right at dark here. I don't even know how many points it had. It had so many I couldn't count them all.
This segment of Whitetail Freaks is brought to you by Bad Boy Buggies. They'll never hear you coming. Whitetail Freaks is brought to you by Thompson Center Arms, America's master gunmaker. G5, designed to hunt. Nikon, the trusted name in optics. Lacrosse, legendary performance footwear and apparel. This segment of Whitetail Freaks is brought to you by TrailPod, the trail camera mounting solution. Before we went to break, landowner Tom Rolls dropped the hammer on a true buck of a lifetime.
I just saw the biggest buck of my life.
Now, with flashlights in hand, they're taking up the trail.
Lots of blood right here, Lee. You see him? He's laying right there dead. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think he's done.
He's done. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at this buck. Look at that thing. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. Good old Iowa. Good old Iowa whitetail. Wow. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, is this deer gonna look nice on the wall? Holy smokes.
And with the drop of the hammer, a truly awesome Southern Iowa 200 class giant is on the ground. The history with this buck goes, Lee and Tiffany had 2 years of encounters with this buck through captured trail photos and time spent on stand. We fast forward 1 year later. With a buck in the truck, Mr. Gary LeVox went to do a little doe management, and look what stepped out. What you're seeing is a true 200+ inch giant, and this buck feeds for over 40 minutes within bow range. Mr. Bill Jordan, who elected not to hunt this stand, is still, as we speak, kicking himself in the keister. It's now December, and Mr. Tom Rolls did take Lee's advice, and fate was sealed. So Tom Rolls, way to go, bro. Your lottery ticket just hit.
Guy just hates to shoot one like this, but it's gonna look better on my wall than somebody else's. Look at that thing.
Whitetail Freaks is brought to you by ScentLock's Hit List. Lee Lakosky has done his homework, and the trail picks don't lie. His hit list includes Professor, Can Opener, Skyscraper, and Titanic. The search for these bucks begins now.
Man, oh man, what a show. Gary LeVox made an awesome shot on his Iowa whitetail, but watching what walked out next was truly heartbreaking. Seeing a double throat patch stroll out there was kind of bittersweet. But guess what, Gary? He'll be there next year and he'll be a lot bigger. And good old Bill Jordan, you had your chance at stand locations and look what came in next. A true buck of a lifetime. You know, but seeing that expression on your face was truly priceless. This buck scored over 210 inches and is truly a whitetail freak. Way to go, guys. What a show and what a buck.
Well, that's the 5-cent tour right there, guys. That's the Whitetail Freak Palace. That's where it's made every week. But I tell you what, I've got a tag for Iowa. I got to go. Y'all be good.
One thing has been proven today, and the truth is plain and simple. The freaks within are all here for just one reason. Their passion is proven each and every season by the countless hours spent in the field, laying the groundwork. It's this exact moment, my friend, that truly bears only one name. This is Whitetail Freaks, baby. We interrupt this broadcast with a special message. Do you want to walk in the Freaks' footsteps? Well, here's your chance. Lacrosse is giving away a free pair of scent-free Alpha 2 rubber boots each week to one lucky viewer. For your chance to win, log on to www.whitetailfreaks.com now.
First up is
Closed captioning provided by Hunter Safety System. Staying safe.
Right there.